Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher, and today I want to share with you the remarkable journey I experienced, my very own journey to a miracle. This story is about hope, faith, and how God worked behind the scenes as I faced some of my greatest challenges. This is episode 3, Angels and Scrubs. Before I ever made it to the transplant list, before I ever searched for a donor, God surrounded me with angels. Not the kind with wings, the kind with scrubs. The nurses and techs were a lifeline. They provided more than just treatment. They offered comfort on days when I felt weak or discouraged. Their dedication reminded me that I was never alone, and God was working through each of these compassionate caregivers. There were days I didn't think I'd make it. Days when the treatments drained me. Days when the pain was too much. But they never let me give up. Every time I arrived at the dialysis center, I was greeted with kindness and encouragement. That warm, welcoming environment made such a difference, especially on the toughest days. It was as if God placed these angels in my path to help me keep going and remind me that even in waiting, He was present. They didn't just treat me, they carried me, they encouraged me, they fought for me, they protected me when I was too weak to protect myself. At this particular time, they didn't know that I was a pastor, so there was no special treatment. Everyone received the same quality of care. Receiving dialysis was not just a medical routine, it became a time of reflection and prayer. The nurses and doctors who cared for me were instruments of God's support, helping me hold on to hope even when the outcome seemed uncertain. Their consistent care was a visible sign of God working behind the scenes. The trick and the trust. The nurse greets me at the door with a smile. She says, "Come on back, Mr. Cleveland. I should have known something was up. Come on and have a seat so we can get you started." So she begins to stick me with the needles. So she says, "How did that feel?" And I say, "Okay, not too bad." Then she replies, "Good," and she laughs. I went up a needle size. She tricked me on purpose, not to hurt me, but to keep me calm. She knew I didn't like the needles. She knew fear could raise my heart rate, so she smiled and she cared. I'll let her have that one. She was smooth with it. As I settled into each treatment, surrounded by machines and medical equipment, I sometimes wondered what the future held, but with every visit, I saw God's hand at work through the steady presence and expertise of my healthcare team. They helped me trust in the process and in God's timing. This clinic wasn't just a place for treatment. It was a place where the mission of compassionate, excellent care came alive. The dedication of everyone here demonstrated daily what it means to serve others wholeheartedly. Through these people, God's love was felt in every act of kindness and care. The secret battle. One day I was done, discouraged, tired, ready to give up on life. I didn't want to fight anymore. I just wanted to be in the presence of the Lord. The last few treatments, my blood pressure dropped and I passed out. So today I feel it coming, so I made up my mind. I wasn't calling the nurse. I wasn't calling the tech. I was just going to let myself pass out quietly. I even prayed it to God. None of them knew my intentions. Well, they will now. There were times when more than one healthcare professional came together just to support me. It was a team effort, everyone doing their part with compassion and skill. In these moments, I could feel God orchestrating every detail, ensuring I was never left without help or hope. Heaven interrupts. God had other plans. Suddenly the machine alarm goes off and the nurse rushes over. She sees my blood pressure is dropping. She says, "His pressure's dropping. Get fluids. Stay with us, Christopher. Come on, breathe." They sprang into action. Fluids, cold towel, and voices encouraging me back. my angels and scrubs, allowing God to work through them. My eyes open. My breathing steadies. As I begin to come back, I see them standing around me. I knew I wasn't where I wanted to be. God showed me again that He is the one orchestrating things and not me. I call these amazing healthcare workers angels and scrubs, and today I celebrate them. Their compassion, care, and clinical excellence are an answer to prayer for so many patients like me. God truly uses people in everyday roles to bring hope and healing. I'd heard that the dialysis staff could be harsh, but God led me to the right place, the right people. My experience wasn't painful. It was protected. Eventually, I began to experience the progress and recovery I had prayed for. Walking out of the dialysis care center, I was filled with gratitude, not just for a successful treatment, but for the journey itself and all the lessons I learned along the way. Each step forward was a reminder of God's faithfulness. They didn't know my intentions. They didn't know my prayer, but God did, and He sent them running. Without them, I wouldn't have made it to the transplant list. They were the angels God used to keep me alive until the miracle arrives. I'm grateful for the people that God has allowed to care for me on this journey. They became my 3-day-a-week family. I didn't have anything to worry about, and yes, they had to get on me a few times about having too much fluid on, but they did it in a caring way. When you don't have too much fluid on, the treatment does go better, and trust me, I have learned my lesson. Thank you, God, for my angels and scrubs. This symbol, a shield with a heart and wings, perfectly captures my view of healthcare workers, guardian angels, sent to protect and support us during vulnerable times. It is a reminder that God's protection comes in many forms and through the hands of many people. As I share my journey to a miracle, I hope you are encouraged by how God can work quietly behind the scenes while we wait. My story is a testament to His love, His timing, and His ability to use people and circumstances for our good. Thank you for letting me share how God brought a miracle to my life.